Hey yo, this is Steve Penn message. A lot of y'all need to hear this. Pay attention. Word. Let's get into it. Let's go.
What's going down? Another one. Thank y'all for tuning in, you know what I'm saying? Steve Penn music, you know what I mean? Steve Penn message, SPM. Yeah. Hope everybody had a good weekend, you know what I'm saying? You know, made it back home Friday night when you went out to get your swerve on. Made it back home. You know what I'm saying? Monday, tomorrow's Monday. You know, some of you guys are probably just tuning in. Good morning. Word up. But we're going to talk about something today that been going on for some time now. I didn't really realize that it was going on for that long. But it's concerning the African hair braiding and a boycott that, you know, Black Americans want to pursue with the Africans. You know, I've been watching different videos on TikTok about, you know, a lot of Black Americans, FBAs, have been complaining about just doing business with Africans. Now, I've had some experience back in the past dealing with Africans. I've also visit their hair shops, their hair salons. And I didn't really have a bad experience at the hair shop, but I did have a bad experience one time at a local tire shop that I went to after I blew out all my tires. I had a bad experience with attitude problems dealing with an African business owner. Now, I don't have nothing to get against Africans, but I do notice the attitudes that they can bring sometime. And so today, basically, I'm going to be getting on my African brothers and my FBA brothers, right? A community. So my experience that I had with the African hair braiding a while back ago, years ago, actually, when I first moved to Georgia, I used to get my hair braided in Atlanta at a place off of Cascade Road. If any of you are familiar with Atlanta, you know, the west end of Atlanta, you know about Cascade Road. You know, that was one of my first stops when I came here back in early 2000s. But I used to go to this African salon, and man, they used to braid my hair, did a good job, but they braided my hair so tight. Like, it was so bad, man. Like, the African lady was braiding my hair, man. She was just braiding my hair, man. I was trying to take the pain, and it was just unbearable. I got through it, but that was like one of the last times that I ever went back. But yeah, she was braiding my hair so bad. I started feeling like, man, are you doing this intentionally? Like, this shit was bad. I couldn't even sleep, man. Like, I couldn't even sleep. My eyes was like, you know what I'm saying? But so yeah, there's been a boycott going on, you know, against the African business owners here in America. And I kind of do understand, because I'm not gonna lie, some of these Africans out here, man, they just straight up rude. You know what I'm saying? They're straight up rude. They feel like they work harder than us. But they don't know, if it wasn't for us, man, they wouldn't even be here. Like, we've paved the way for them to be here, to have businesses and things like that, you know. And it's kind of like they want to separate themselves, and they have a lot of problems. Certain people have problems when FBAs are trying to delineate, which means separate, to let the general public know the difference. Hey, you got Black Americans, and then you have Black people from different walks of life in different parts of the world. And so they're going very hard on this boycotting thing, and I can understand why, right? I can really understand why. You know, no one wants to be disrespected, especially as a customer. They say the customer is always right, correct? There you go. And so all of this is going on. I just caught wind to it, but also I wanted to speak upon the fact that, you know, Black Americans want to go hard with this boycotting of African businesses. I just want Black people of America, FBAs, to take that same approach and keep that same energy for the white oppressor. I always gotta mention this stuff because it's just like, it's so many things that go on in the world, in America, injustices, and we forget where we're at. Like, wrong is wrong, right is right, but I just feel like for Black folks, man, for Black people, like, I feel like we fight the wrong battles, man. Like, do we demand our respect? Yeah, but we gotta start flexing in different areas too. Now, you got us now, FBAs, wanting to boycott another background, which they're still Black, but we want to boycott another Black business or Black community. Something just don't stick with me with that, man. Like, I can't. I mean, the uprising that this whole not doing business with Africans, the uprising that is causing on the internet, it's just crazy, because I'm like, why don't Black people put that same energy into these different businesses and, you know, communities and things that we spend money on every day? I mean, you got Asians, they've been disrespecting Black folks for a while, man, with their nail shops and stuff, with their beauty supply stores. Nobody never made an uprising or uproar about boycotting them, and if they did, it died down, which gives me another reason to believe that this same boycott that Black folks of America want to happen, that shit gonna die down too, eventually. You know, because Black people don't put their mind together long enough, you know what I'm saying, to do something on that level. Now, I'm not against boycotting at all when it's necessary. I do feel some type of way when the Black community boycott each other. I mean, we got to stop that. Now, we have people like Tariq Nasheed, which coined Foundational Black American, which is FBAs. And I listen to his show from time to time. And that brother is very intelligent, but he's causing a lot of separation. He's causing a lot of separation. And that's what kind of like put a nasty taste in my mouth about the whole term FBA, Foundational Black Americans, because you have this guy, Tariq Nasheed, who, instead of trying to show the Black community that, hey, we're in this together. I mean, Africans, Haitians, Jamaicans, or whatever, you guys may think that you're different, and we know that we're different. But I'm going to tell you, that white guy that pulls us over, we're all Black to him. He ain't going to say, oh, you Jamaican, I'm not going to arrest you, or I'm going to give you, the judge is not going to give you less time because you're from Haiti or because you're from Africa. And he's not going to give, definitely not going to give me less time or you less time because you're Black and American. And so we all in this together, but we're trying to, online I see all this separation going on, and I'm like, what is that doing? Like, what part of the equation of the problem is this that is going to come out with an answer? Like, what is this going to solve? Right? We got to stop doing that. Tariq Nasheed, I don't know. I mean, you're wealthy, man. You're smart. You're causing a lot of separation. And you guys keep getting caught up in politics and beefing with Roland Martin, and Roland Martin beefing with Tariq Nasheed. When people like Dr. Claude Anderson told you, forget politics altogether. Phil Scott, y'all still on this political shit, you know, asking for reparations, but we got a long way to go before we even get to that point. because you got people like Tariq Nasheed separating black folks, because he says his theory for it is he don't want the immigrants, the black immigrants, to be considered FBAs because that reparation money belonged to us, to the black Americans. That's causing separation throughout the whole black community. We got so many black different things. And when I say things, I mean like different groups, right? We got so many black different groups. And sometimes they even beef with each other. Like we're doing right. Well, I'm not doing it, but like, the black community is doing now with all this African hair braiding. Like, we fight over the wrong things. I don't know how many of you remember the Willie Lynch letter. Remember the Willie Lynch letter? A lot of people say it's not true. And it's very long. I haven't read the whole thing, but I read a good portion of it. Up to the part to where when he came to Virginia to tell the slave owners how to control their slaves. And if you do this, what he told them to do, that you would have control of the black community, the black population for at least 400 years. And damn near what he said in that letter was true. That if you separate them and make them fight against one another by treating one better than the other, or whooping one in front of his community, then they will turn on each other. And if we do this, and if you guys do this plan and implement this plan for 400 years or better, you have control of black people's mind. And they'll turn on each other and start fighting each other. Damn if that's not happening right now. We fighting against each other almost for the first time. I mean, I'm not talking about your typical street violence. I'm talking about background against background, but we still have the same skin tone. Communities against communities, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's going viral because people like controversy, you know what I mean? They like controversy. They like to keep up with the shit, man. But we gotta do better than that. We gotta do better than this. So keep that same energy. The way that black Americans are trying to cause awareness about these African hair braiders, keep that same energy. Cause awareness about reparations. Cause awareness about overpaid gas prices in the black community. There's so many things that you can boycott. Shut shit down. Boycott the court system instead of marching. And you want to boycott your own kind? Psh. You know what throws me off? I forgot to mention this point too. What really throws me off with the whole Tariq Nasheed thing is the whole, separating black Americans from African people, calling them names and shit like that on his show. It's like, it ain't doing nothing good, right? It's contributing to this whole beef with the FBA and the African community. One of the things that has been on my mind is, I don't have a problem with being called FBA. I also don't feel the need to explain to people, especially another person that looked like me, where I'm from nowadays. Not because it has anything to do with anything with gang activity. It's just because this new term is out now called Foundational Black Americans that Tariq Nasheed coined. And when you speak up about it and you make videos about it, you get a lot of people like saying, "Where you from?" Yo, he's a tether. See, that's the shit right there that make me say, you know what? Don't call me no FBA. I'm black. I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I'm a black American. You know what I'm saying? I'm a black American. My people are from where they're from. But that's the part that turns me off when I see the whole FBA thing. And I'm a black American. Shit, I'm a black American to the core. And you know, you got people out here now with this whole FBA movement that's just like, where you from? Like, you gotta check in, like they on some big U shit, and I don't respect that. It's causing a lot of turmoil. I would never see Malcolm X dividing his people of color, man. Black people. When I say people of color, I'm talking about brown folks like me, black people, whose ancestors were slaves, or been here, or whatever the hell. Cause I don't know, cause I wasn't there. What I do know, that all this separation, and people trying to fight for, our community is trying to fight for things like reparation. White folks is looking back at you saying, you can't even live amongst yourselves. There's too much division. There's too much division. And so with the whole African hair braiding thing and black people boycotting the Africans, it just needs to stop. Africans, you need to show more respect. Straight up. You need to show more respect. You guys are not beneath us, nor are you over us, and vice versa. Because when you get pulled over by the police and you come to America, they're not gonna care that you African or Jamaican or Haiti. And stop calling black Americans lazy. Black Americans have given labor to America for 400 years for free and never been compensated. And they know this. That's why when you bring this up to someone in the YT community, they want to argue and say to you, why should I pay for something that I didn't do? Well, you benefited from it. Just like we benefited from being enslaved, but the way we benefited from it was bad. We had bad benefits from it. We didn't benefit nothing from it. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah. Look at what America, for those who don't understand what black Americans went through, I don't know what to say about you. I'm just gonna say that you really do know what we went through. You just don't want to acknowledge it. And you don't want to say that, you know, black Americans just been done wrong. And right now, today in 2025, we still being done wrong, but things has leveled out now. Black people has came up a long way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not as bad as it was back in the Jim Crow days, but we still have a long way to go. Now, our mind is being poisoned, being programmed all over again through social media, music, fighting against one another. Look online, you see black folks doing the stupidest things. Everybody do the stupidest things. But I have pride for my people, so I hate to see the things that some of our people do online. It's time to call it is a spade a spade. You know, it is what it is. Now we're gonna boycott Africans. That's fine. I get the reason why. I do understand it. I know I'm gonna get a lot of people in my comment section calling me whatever they want, but it's fine. Hear the message. Hear the message. You understand what I'm saying? Put that same energy in boycotting the same movement, white supremacy when it happens, injustices when it happens. This is something that we need to talk about. Just because I talk about it, don't mean that I'm a racist. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that I'm a racist. So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys, man. Black folks in a whole need to realize our history, realize the history of Africans, their background, or I should say respect their history, respect their background, and they need to do the same for us, Black Americans. And maybe one day we can all come together, sit at a round table, and fight for something for brown people in a whole. That's the way we need to be thinking instead of causing all this division. Tariq Nasheed telling these people they eat bushmeat, monkey hips and rice, all these things you tell them, man. You're adding fuel to the fire, brother. So that's what I wanted to say today. You stick around with me, I'll give you something to think about. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna say the truth. I'm not gonna get up here, or at least I try not to get up here and make no sense. I try to make sense when I get up here. I try to make sense in anything that I do. Try to make you think. You understand what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think, man. I got some new stuff coming out soon, some new music. You can catch Steve Penn on all digital platforms. You know what I mean? New releases, hip hop music, 40 Volume 1 still on streaming devices. All of that, digital platforms, all that, iTunes, Apple, all of that good stuff. Y'all know what it is. So something to think about. You know what I'm saying? If y'all like the video, go ahead and hit the like, share, subscribe. Y'all know what to do, all of that, man. Until next time, it's your boy Steve Penn. Remember, Black folks, stay woke, man. I'm out. Peace.